everybody, and welcome to ATGN's coverage of the Star Wars 2014 Regionals, recorded live from Brisbane, Australia. My name is Ash. I will be your commentator for this session, and this is the semi-final match, the first half of the first semi-final match. In this match, we do have on the left David Hartwig, a local Brisbane lad, as local as he can get. He works away from Brisbane but makes the trip in for these tournaments, and rightfully so because he's made it this far. A decent player indeed. And on the right we have Ronnie Wilcox, all the way from Melbourne. So he made the trip up for this one as well. So two kind of out of town guys, but obviously it's worth their while making it this far to semi-finals. Now, Ronnie was our first seed before the top 4 cut, sorry, and David was our fifth place after the Swiss. However, our second place representative, Diego, had to drop out and head off, unfortunately. So David was afforded the second chance of taking home that regional title. Now, they're just starting to get underway here. So, Ronnie running Smugglers and David running Imperial Navy. Now, both of these players are very decent players, obviously making it this far. I did have the chance to play David during the day. His Imperial deck is very solid. Some decent deck building going on there. And Ronnie, I didn't have the chance to play him, but I, looking over his Swiss results, he did very, very well. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to play him. As far as I know, he is a very decent player and a decent human being, despite what it says on his shirt. He is definitely not an a-hole. So hopefully he's not watching this, but if he is, thank you for coming, Ronnie. And now we're just getting underway after a mulligan on the dark side there by David. So hopefully he gets better cards here. Ronnie just saying he hopes he gets less decent cards. Good sportsmanship. It is in WA, but if you can't do that in a card game like this, then what can you do? Alright, here we go. For the first flop, on David on the dark side, we have Repair and Refurbish, Imperial Blockade, oof, nasty, and Unstoppable Advance. And Ronnie on the right, Blue Squadron Support, Attack Button Delta, and Across the Anuit Sector. Not surprising to see either of those. Well, actually, I'm kind of surprising to see David's with the build of an AT-ATs and whatnot. Like I said, I did play against it. It was very tough, especially with Imperial Blockade. It's hard to get units out on the first turn if you've got those high-cost units in hand. David just discarding one card there to draw up to 6. And Ronnie running the Attack Button Delta low-cost units, getting those extra 2-cost units from the B-Wings. Very handy. David just dropping down a... what's his name? Interrogated... No, he's one resource charter, and then we've got a TIE Fighter as well. Always great to get those small cost units out, especially against those Sleuth Scouts that are in Ronnie's deck, and hopefully he can defend well against it. David just dropping down an upgrade on Repair and Refurbish, getting that extra +3 damage capacity. Very handy, very, very handy. Ronnie just inspecting what he's doing there, making sure he's calculating well. Speaking of calculating, David is a very calculating player. Likes to work through every phase, make sure he doesn't miss a beat, and obviously works in his favour. He's gotten him this far. And taking the Force and over to Ronnie. Ronnie checking his Attack Button Delta, no result. Discarding one to draw up 1 extra. Now that Imperial Blockade is going to play a major part in Ronnie's first turn here. Can't play those 2-cost units for 2. He'll have to pay 3 for 1 unit, and then he's out of a resource. So let's see what he can pull out here. Both players just talking about the pressure of being on camera here. It is quite unnerving rather, but very decent players. So I think they'll be right. Here he goes, playing 2 for a Rogue 2. However, it is a 2-cost. He's making a mistake with that Imperial Blockade. He will have to pay 3 for that, and I do believe he picks it up here. Realizes he's made the mistake. There it is. Yes, he's made. Yeah, he's realised his mistake and he's pulling back to his hand, giving away some information there of what he does have in his hand, unfortunately. But replacing those with a blue squadron leader, very handy. Going after Imperial Blockade, of course, to try and take out that extra 1 cost for the first unit played each turn. David just deciding his defenders. 2 low cost units, 1 with a resource. Which one would you rather get rid of?
Imperial Blockade. Oh, you have to play 1 extra. Fuck that card.
No, he's still deciding. It's always handy to have those resources on the field, but that TIE Fighter 1 cost unit is going to be good against defending against those sleuth scouts if they do come onto the field, or any unit for that matter. Stopping those unopposed as well is always handy, although with only 1 unit on the field. So no defenders. No defenders, okay, and Ronnie just playing a Battle of Hoth fake card, doing 1 damage to the Unstoppable Advance. Just making sure he's showing it to the camera.
So I'll focus the strike.
Focusing the strike. 2 damage to the blockade.
Unstoppable Advance.
Doing 1 extra damage to Unstoppable Advance with the Blue Squadron leader's card text. Always great to throw that extra damage down when you're not actually attacking that objective. And 1 for unopposed. So 3 damage on Imperial Blockade, 2 on Unstoppable Advance on the first turn. Big move, big play by Ronnie, but he's now tapped out, no units left on the field. Now is David's turn to take some damage. To deal some damage, rather. As I said before, he's a very calculated player, so he's just working through his phases here. Force up by 2, up to 3, dial on 3. Refreshing. Now he's still got 3 cards in hand. He's ditching a card to draw back up to 6, 4 extra cards. That's the best thing about this game is the draw mechanic. Being able to dump your whole hand in the edge battle, or just drop an extra card at the start of your turn to maybe get an extra card you will really need. Sometimes you might draw into that very favourable 2 cost unit, or something very small, very easy to play, or even give you some extra opportunities such as a Dark Precognition, or if you're on the light side, holding all the cards to be able to draw up into more cards. It's very handy, very handy. So if you haven't gotten into this game too much yet, I highly recommend, because that draw mechanic will draw you in. Yes, this commentary will be full of puns, as much puns as possible. Don't shy away, folks. David just playing down another TIE Fighter and a TIE Bomber. 1 black, 1 edge enabled, blast damage. See if he can throw down some damage here. Should be able to easily with those units out. And a Blizzard Force ATST. Getting some extra shielding going on there as well. Stuff everywhere, he says. Yeah, he's starting to really swarm on the field here. With Ronnie's no defenders, he's just sending 1 defender in. And the time bottle, sorry, 2 attackers. Into attack button Delta, which is probably the best option there, because it's going to afford Ronnie some extra units if he can pull those off with attack button Delta. Battle of Hoth in the edge. 1 extra damage. And there it is, 4 damage, all going. There goes attack button Delta. 1 down, and the dial is up to 4.
Are you going to put the final result in Facebook page once it's open?
So that's an explosive first turn from each player, with massive damage, 5 damage spread across 2 objectives by Ronnie, and 1 objective gone entirely by David. Very well played, very well played. Now you can see why these two have made it this far into the semi-finals. And back over to Ronnie, so just refreshing there. Imperial Blockade is locked out, and another across the Anowit sector. So, if he gets his smuggler units out, he is going to be laying the smack down. Even with those sleuth scouts. But he's still going to get through those Chud units. He's obviously got some snow speeders in there as well. He saw the rogue 2. He tried to play at the start of the turn. Undercover operative coming into play there. All free. All of David's objectives locked down. Just making sure both players know what happened there. Thinks he's playing free units without paying those resources. Oh jeez. Arms in there, but decent players, so there's no worries about that. And Renegade Squadron Escort for that protection. And an extra 2. 4. Is it the Rogue 2? Rogue 2 it is. There it is. So, the maximum damage Ronnie can do here is using his Renegade Squadron Escort being able to pull off, if unopposed, 4 damage with those 2 across the unknown sectors. So, but he's just moving in with Blue Squadron Leader by himself, going after Repair and Refurbish. With that extra 3 damage on it, it's going to be tough to get rid of. And that's doing some work for David, being able to refresh every turn, remove 1 damage. It's a great objective set, that one as well. With the Thunder Flare, beautiful card. Really does some damage on that one. But I expect he's not really playing it for the cards in that pod. Maybe just for the objective itself. Great to see in the first 4 objectives you pull out as well. If you have to choose out of those 4 and there's only one of those, then you would always take that. But Battle of Hoth, Blue Squadron, with David defending Blizzard Force ATST, doing 1 extra damage to Unstoppable Advance, 2 damage to the top objective, and 1 to the ATST, getting rid of the shield. No one opposed. And doing the reaction to the card text, 1 extra. Unstoppable Advance, just really laying on the hurt. Not even having to engage that, really laying it down. Doing some work. Those B wings and the Blue Squadron Leader are powerful cards, very powerful cards. And then here comes the Renegade Squadron Escort into Unstoppable Advance. Will he defend? Just confirming that it is doing an extra 2 black objective, 3 black objective in total. It will destroy it. It will destroy it, yeah, it will destroy it if he does let it through. What's he got to defend? I think he's only got the 1 TIE fighter there. No defenders. Striking for 4-ish damage. Unopposed, 3 and 1 unopposed, that's correct. And there goes the first objective. Well done, Ronnie. And here comes the Undercover Operative against the Imperial Blockade. Defending with TIE Fighter, 1 in the edge. 1 in the edge, last card for David. 2 cards. 4, Ronnie just winning there. Devastator, not doing enough work for David, unfortunately. 1 damage, winning the edge. And TIE Fighter doing nothing, losing the edge, focusing it down. And Ronnie just taking the force there with his Rogue 2. David triggering the reaction for Repair and Refurbish there. Like I said, doing some work. It's a great objective. Taking it not really slowing Ronnie down. Not at all, really, but it is handy to take that 1 extra damage off and refreshing. David using his beautiful Jabba the Hutt playmat there. Top 8 reward for each player, as well as every player receiving the Jabba the Hutt Altar Art cards. Really cool card. Everyone loves Jabba the Hutt. That big croissant. And David flopping over the General's Imperative, I believe, so he's drawing up to 7 cards. Very, very handy. Very, very handy.
This is Beth, my wife.
Yes, General's Imperative it is.
What now?
Like I said, that draw mechanic, with those 7 cards in hand now, he can really do some damage if he pulls out those right cards. 7 cards, which is 8%, about 12% of the deck. He's probably bored his way through it, but nearly about 30% of the deck at this stage. What's he got out? Another logistics officer. That was the first one. Got to get those names sorted. But logistics officer, just a 1 resource. Just counting out his resources. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, including that new logistics officer. Using the other one to pay for it. Working hand in hand. What will he play next? So paying 1, 2, 3, 4. General Veers. General Veers. Just a bit of trivia for people there as well. General Veers is actually the actor who plays... what's his name? Pycelle in Game of Thrones. For all you Game of Thrones fans out there, he is Maester Pycelle in the Red Keep. Just a bit of trivia. Always good to have a bit of trivia. And here comes David on the assault. Rogue 2 defense. Which one are they going after? I believe one of the across the Inuit sectors. Yes, the bottom one. He likes hitting that bottom objective. Seems to be the one. Heat of battle. Protecting, passing that damage to the protect.
Always forget to look at those ones.
Winning the edge though, so TIE Fighter brings in his damage. 1 to the objective, 1 to the unit. And double focus down, commit to the force to the TIE bomber. Unfortunately not doing max damage there. But he will Talon roll. He will Talon roll. Wow, that well played, David. And there goes Rogue 2. And he's doing 1 extra to the objective from TIE Fighter and 1 unopposed. Should be unopposed, is that right? Unopposed, there it is. 3 damage, 2 units, 1 down. Well, 1 down on each side actually. Moving General Veers to the front line.
Like it's fucking a white square. Like, yeah. It's on a card. It's like space.
Moving General Veers up. Middle objective. Just focusing a strike.
Undercover operative.
1 tactics icon on Blue Squadron leader, the B-Wing. Most logical choice there, as that one is doing the most damage and committing TIE Fighter to the Force. Taking the Force back, yes, because he got rid of Rogue 2. And that will be his turn. Ronnie's turn to refresh. Now, he does... What's he got there? 3 damage on the bottom objective, 2 on the middle one, none on the top. David needs to hold out for another turn, which he should be able to do. He's got his Blizzard Force ATST and his committed TIE Fighter to defend. Not much there. Not much there to hold out, especially against Ronnie's 2-cost units, or these low-cost units he's bringing out. No more attack pattern delta though, so that's going to slow him down a bit. Or will it? We'll see. We'll see. So Ronnie just weighing up his options. Undercover Operative and Renegade Squadron Escort, the only active units at the moment. 1 damage on that Escort, stopping that heat of battle. It's the best option. It's a great setup Ronnie's got here. Low cost units, some protect, some kind of tutor. Been checking the top of the deck. No real tutor mechanic at the moment in Star Wars. Ran's Guidance on the Jedi side, which is in actually David's light side deck, which you'll see in the second half. I had to claw my way out of that game. Oh, that was a terrible game. I'll try not to ruin it. I can't remember if he plays it off in this one, but he's got Ryan's Guidance and Attack Button Delta combo working very well. Very, very well. And Ronnie just playing red 2 down there. And moving up, Renegade Squadron for attack on General's Imperatives to stop that extra 1 reserve value. David just calculating how much damage it will do. Always good to do that because you never know. Is it enough to kill it? What does Ronnie have to put in edge? Does he have the target of opportunity? Does he have another Battle of Hoth? If so, then that objective is gone. So he's defending. One in edge. Will David throw down? And throws down. We're throwing down. Here comes the edge. 3 and 3. Defender wins. Yep, and he did have another Battle of Hoth. 1 damage. Wow. A few Battle of Hoths we've seen in this game. There's not many in these decks, but doing enough damage. And there goes Renegade Squadron Escort. But it did do quite a bit of damage. We've got two of those across the unknown sectors. So that's 1, 2, 3 black damage. 1 from that. Yeah, so he's done enough. He's done 4 damage. Not enough to kill it. Then here comes red 2. Red 2 coming in to repair and refurbish. David just making sure that the extra damage from across the unknown sectors not activating for rebel units, only for smugglers. Works very well, obviously, with a mono smugglers deck, but still working out really well for Ronnie with only his 1 smuggler unit out so far. Ronnie just checking that. So it's got 8 damage capacity on it. Strike for 1. 1 for unopposed. No edge from Ronnie. But undercover operative coming in on middle objective. He has an action. Apology accepted, sacrificing an officer unit. There goes General Veers to refresh his Blizzard Force ATST. Well done, that's a good play. It's a very decent play because he's got the shielding. He's going to throw it down on the objective. There it is. And he's going to be able to defend that unopposed, otherwise unopposed damage. No edge. No edge. David winning edge. Focuses down to do no damage to the unit. Double focus because it's his committed unit. And undercover operative doing absolutely nothing. Unfortunately for Ronnie, but a very good play. Very, very, very good play from David. Holding out for another turn. Holding out very well. So this could very well be the last turn for David to take out the match. By the looks of things, it will. He's got a fresh field, relatively fresh field. He only needs to do 2 damage to the bottom one, 3 to the middle, and that will be game. Or will it? Should be. Dial up to... Dial should be on 6. 1 to 5. No, it's on 7. Sorry, dial on 7. 2 to 9, 3 to 12. There it is. Yep. So he will be able to do it this turn. Does he have the damage to do it? He should be able to easily. Just drawing up his 6 cards now. General's Imperative taken out of action for now. I don't know if he triggered his repair and refurbish there. Not like it matters anyway. Should be able to take it out this turn. Just reshuffling his front line. Making some room for more units maybe. Does he really need them? Refreshing the shield. Ronnie just pointed that out. Sometimes there's a few little things you sometimes forget, but no real impact on the game. Unless it came around to Ronnie's next turn, he tried to attack and nothing but, yeah. And here comes the damage. Imperial I-Class Star Destroyer. Just enough. just enough. He will be able to take it out this turn now. Here he comes. TIE Fighter, bottom objective. Unopposed, 1 damage and an extra damage for winning edge automatically. That's 1 extra 1 down. Dial up to 9. And he's just contemplating which one to throw out next. I wonder which one. It's just contemplating what he's going to do. Just commenting there as well. Commenting rather on the fact that this game is pretty freaking close. Very close indeed. If David wasn't able to stop that last turn, I do believe Ronnie would have been able to have it. He would have been able to take out the objective there. Or at least been able to have 2 objectives. Yeah, maybe not take out the game, but yeah. So anyway, here comes Red 2. An objective did get destroyed, so Red 2 comes back into the game. Throwing all down. 1. Yep, you win. Both agreeing that he wins the edge and blowing up middle objective. And that is game. So there you have it, folks. The first half of semi-final. David Hartwig, your winner. Ronnie Wilcox taking out 1 objective, so it's 3-1, dial at 12. We should be able to see a very decent game for the next half of this semi-final. But stay tuned, the link should be in the description below. If not, the video will be up soon. Thanks for watching, folks. I've been Ash. You've been great. I've been excellent. And we'll see you for the next match. Don't forget to tune in. See you then.